Are you looking for the best electric cars? In this video we will look at some of the 7 best electric cars on the market. Before we get started with our video, we have included links in the description. So make sure you check those out to see which one is in your budget range. Starting at number 1. ELEMARA 12V XL 2-seater. My husband and I ride trails, climb hills, explore everywhere we can, and we wanted to get our daughter to love the ride just as much as we do. She's been watching us for a long time. She wanted to take the plunge, so we finally got her this, and she couldn't have been happier. Setup and assembly was super easy. Looks great. Made of durable materials and has a surprisingly reliable motor for a kid's toy car. The packaging was better than I expected. Lots and lots of bubble wrap. Even better, I could unwrap it without having to peel anything off, aka no glue to peel off. The instructions had good pictures. Everything bolted together and snapped easily. The netting had a little bit of issue going into the mount, but other than that, I didn't have any issues. It goes over dirt and mud and uneven terrain and does just as well as if it was on flat ground. It also went up small hills without screeching out in pain. The traction was pretty good, and I was really impressed by it. Recharging the battery went pretty fast, maybe about 2 hours minimum, 5 for 4 capacity. It even ran about 4 hours, and that was both with one kid and with 2, aka 50 pounds versus 120 pounds. I noticed that the battery didn't even make a difference whether it was paved or uneven ground. Cleaning up was also really easy. Just rub it down with a wet rag. I also could have hosed it, and I probably will in the future, because I noticed that the electrical part of it was hidden beneath the hood, so it wouldn't short circuit. Overall, I love this thing. The customer service was also awesome, so I'm not worried if anything breaks. Don't waste your time researching other products to get this thing now. Caitlin Preece. Number 2. Best Choice Products 12V Ride-On Truck. My 2 children are 3 and 1 respectfully, and they both love to share this thing. My older son really liked his Peg Pergo Case 3 tractor, but the younger one was starting to get jealous, so I figured it was time to get him his own. It has awesome suspension, but beware that the turning radius isn't great and the speed is on the slow side. This actually has a USB plug so you can put your own music into it, and it even picks up local radio stations. This is better than my first car. It effortlessly fits 2 small kids, mine are between 25 and 30 pounds to give you a reference. Oh, and the lights on both the front and the back actually work. You can even add a second speaker, which is optional as it only comes with one, but there is enough room. If you feel like it's a little too late, you can pop the hood and add extra weights to weigh down. If you like to drive fast like my wild crazy ones do, beware reversing suddenly or moving forward too fast can cause it to pop onto one wheel. You can even adjust the mirrors, and there's a horn in which my 3-year-old loves to press a little bit too much. It comes with a remote, although it has a short range, so it forces you to follow them, which is great exercise, and makes it fun for the whole family. Compared to the other model I had, the battery life is a little short. I have to charge it every night, but even that being said, I still love this thing. And one thing is for sure, my kids definitely do too. Dyna Oak. Number 3. Costzon 12V 4-wheeler quad. This ATV is amazing. Seriously, it can carry a 150-pound adult. I know because I tried. Putting it together was a lot simpler than I expected, and there was a lot less to do than I thought there would be. I had it up and ready to go in under 30 minutes. It's a powerful machine that can run forward and flip to reverse with the switch of a button. I like that there's no brake, that all you have to do is let go of the one pedal for it to stop. I think that makes it a little bit safer for my kid. The exterior is solid plastic and I love the maroon coloring. The LED headlights are bright, but they look great. There's even a radio and a USB hookup for an MP3 player. It's an awesome ride. I would have loved to have had this as a kid, which is probably why I've been using it more than my own child. But he loves it too. This extra large ATV can fit bigger kids, and personally I think it's better than those single-person rides. The wheels are large enough that there's no issue going off-roading on it. It even goes over gravel and the hose in my backyard. The 12V gives it a fair amount of speed when it's in fast mode. When you put it together you will have to connect the motor axle and the steering aspect, and it can be a little time consuming, but once you get the hang of it, it's easy. Just a little pro tip, get some cushions underneath you before you put it together, both to protect your floor and your knees. The instructions really do help, and, thankfully, it's labeled correctly. Just make sure you have the gears wired correctly before you screw in the seat cover. Because it's a little bit larger, the turning weight radius is pretty wide. But it's an easy sacrifice considering how well this goes over grass and other obstacles. Number 4. 12V 2-seater licensed Land Rover. This car arrived just on time and the packaging was great. I was a little unsure how the setup would go, but the assembly actually was pretty easy. You won't need many tools, just a screwdriver. It only took 30 minutes to get it together, and fortunately the instructions were really simple to follow. Just keep in mind, it takes 12 hours for the first charge before you can use it. I love that it comes with a remote to help control the steering. However, the steering does work better without the remote, but it is still an awesome plus. This is going to make me the best grandparent in the neighborhood. I'm so happy I spent my money on this. The double seating is perfect for my kids, and they can be buckled in. The remote lets me control it until they are old enough to do it themselves. I always plug it in after each use, and I find that the battery life lasts the entire time we use it. And it even comes with Bluetooth, which is awesome, so my kids can play whatever they want. The horn gets annoying, I have to warn you, but my kids love it. The doors stick a little, but with a little shifting around, my kids can open it. You can store extra things inside the hood, which is cool. It's expensive, but the fact that it can even drive on gravel is awesome. Trust me, it is worth it. Number 5. Costzon 12V Ride-On Truck. Our last car didn't do great off-road. My boys are kind of rough. My wife did a lot of research to make sure that whatever we spent money on would last, and man, she killed it. This puppy is meant for rugged driving. It has large, huge wheels that can roll over gravel, and even goes up hills that have grass on them. I have a 2- and 6-year-old, and they fit a little tight in the front, but I think that's just because of their age differences. 2 kids of smaller sizes might fit a little better inside it, but even so it still works. My favorite things about it? The remote for parental control is the coolest thing ever. When it's just my 2-year-old riding inside it, I use the control to guide it for him, and he has no idea that he's not doing anything. It even has an emergency stop in case my 6-year-old gets a little out of control. The headlights are perfect. They even have fog lights, even the dash has lights. Honestly, I wish this existed when I was a kid. It works great for our camping trips. And it's so much fun. Oh, and did I mention that you can play Bluetooth through the car? It comes prepared with nursery rhymes that are really awesome. There's even a harness for extra safety control and a speed control option, which is just really great, so my wife doesn't worry about their safety. Jason and Stephanie Schumann. Number 6. TOBBI 12V Tractor with Trailer. The instructions could be better, but I figured it out. I'd like it better if the music buttons didn't make noise, but it is a kid's toy after all. The gear shifter is a little flimsy, but so far it's holding up. My 2-year-old needs a little help to reverse, but with 2 speeds, honestly, it's still worth it. My youngest child likes the slower speed, and my older child likes the fast one. It's cool that it can work for both of them. The exterior as a whole seems pretty solidly built, and although the trailer is a little flimsy, you can still put stuff inside it even though they don't recommend it. The battery life is the best part about this. My kids are usually tired and ready to go take a nap before this thing even dies. There is a warning about the battery charger that seems a little much. It would have been nice if I didn't have to worry about the battery getting too hot from overcharging it. All in all, it's a good purchase. This is perfect for my 3-year-old son. As others have noted, the assembly can be a little challenging, but once you get the hang of it, it's pretty easy. I like the different speeds. My son was nervous at first, so he used the slow one, and pretty quickly he decided he was ready to go fast. The gear shift took a little bit of time to figure out, but now he's obsessed with going in reverse. I really like that as soon as he lifts his foot off the pedal it stops and slows down, so I don't have to worry about it rolling anywhere. The headlights are an added bonus, plus the tail lights make it easy to spot him when he rides this in the driveway at night. The battery lasts really long and I've never seen it die yet, granted I do charge it after each use. This is ideal for 3 and 4-year-old toddlers. I'm not sure larger kids will get much use out of it, but I'm certain this will be a core memory for my toddler. Greg Arnold. Number 7. TOBBI, licensed Mercedes-Benz for kids. I became the best aunt in our family after buying this for my nephew's first birthday party. Overall it was a great gift, but I do have a couple issues with it. The ride is smooth until you try to make a turn and then it gets a little rough. You end up having to do a 3-point turn to reverse it, which is annoying. Lord knows I failed my driver's test doing a 3-point turn. A toddler doesn't know how to do that. The radio is very loud, and I can't figure out how to turn it down other than connecting it to my phone, so just make sure you have your cell with you when you use the music. I don't like that I can't see the number of the charging percentage, and that it just goes to green when it's charged. It's annoying that I can't figure out how much time is left. Make sure you read the instructions when it comes to speed so you're sure it doesn't go too fast. Assembly was fast, and although some people complained about it, I didn't have issues with it. It runs smoothly, and the safety features are an added benefit. The harness is a nice plus. The doors don't open if your kid leans against it, you actually have to slide a switch to open it and then shove it closed. I don't think the battery life is that great. I barely got a half an hour out of it. I did contact the seller about this, and they said it can go up to 45 minutes when it's fully charged, but it will depend on things like the surface you're using it on and the weight of the child. I don't really believe that, since my son doesn't weigh that much, and we only used it on smooth floor, and didn't even get 30 minutes. That's the main reason I'm only giving this 4 stars instead of 5. Overall, my child loves it, so I love it, and I do appreciate that the seller has been